What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking you should have sang it faster, I'm not singing the Nat King Cole version, even though that is a great version. I'm singing it like Seth MacFarlane, which I think is closer to. I should rewatch the movie, but I think it's closer to Brigadoon, which is where the song is from, where Gene Kelly sings it in the movie Brigadoon. Great movie, by the way. Great movie. I watched it after I watched Schmigadoon. Schmigadoon, also a great show. Anyways, welcome everyone, 1 minute in to chapter 75, the ultimate episode of season 5 of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. Well, a couple of things, we'll get to them. This episode is probably gonna be like two-parter, not in that it has two parts, part one and part two. It's that I've split it in the middle. The first part I'm going to talk about what happened in the week, and it was a great week, don't get me wrong. And then the second half will be a little bit about the show itself, some ideas that I want to float, and just generally. Oh, damn. Just generally, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. I hope it's not. Just generally about the show itself. Our drink today, which might be the reason why I coughed, is mojito syrup and water. I had one of those cactus things in the fridge, but I didn't get them because, well, there's a chance I might have a guest to the week, and I want to keep it for that. So yeah, I made some of this. There is ice in it, which I think is why I coughed. Uh, anyways, first of all, what happened through the week, you might say? Well, that's where the name of the episode came out. People who are listening to this probably will have a quite good memory of my anxieties, my fears, my constant nagging feelings, and just general feeling of loneliness and helplessness. I don't feel any of them right now. I started a relationship again, and this time it's actually kind of different. In the sense that with the last one, whoever she was, I don't care anymore. I always had to second guess everything. You probably do remember episodes where I was incredibly downtrodden because I couldn't understand what was happening. Well, this past week has been one of the best in my life. For once in my life, I feel desirable, I feel wanted, I feel cute. And that is not something that will happen often. So, if you're listening to this, my sweetie pie, thank you. Um, the thing is that I actually told her about this last week. She was my friend for 3 years. We met on a play. Great, not a great play, but I met a lot of great people there, including her. And I always had a sort of a semi crush on her. Like, I always found her attractive. I always found her incredibly funny and like with a kind heart. But the timing was never right. Like when we first met, I was in my big depression era, and then she went into hers, and then when I wanted to ask her out again, she got into a relationship, and then I got into a relationship. But for the first time, I realized both of us are single. And last Wednesday, I asked her out. I said, "Do you want to go out with me on a date?" First of all, it apparently caught her by surprise, even though I'm not a very subtle person. So it means I'm either more subtle than I think, or she really didn't expect it. She told me that, okay, and last Saturday, which I mean, this Saturday, the Saturday that passed, we went out and it was great. And we started dating basically. We had our second date on Tuesday, and I feel happy, like incredibly happy, dangerously happy. So happy that I think something is got to be wrong, but I don't care. And people who listen to this probably know this is not like me. I'm not the kind that I don't care is not really in my vocabulary. And well, in a sense, I do care. There are a lot of anxieties in the back of my head. There are a lot of fears that I have, but I don't care about any of them. I was afraid, first of all, before I tell her, I was very afraid that she might reject me and I might lose a great friend because she is a great friend. And honestly, I'm happy I took that risk. I need to thank a few people, including Amy Rizzo. As usual, you're not going to listen to this fucker, but thank you anyways. And because they pushed me, oh, sorry for the burst of air. They pushed me, and I asked her out, and I was greeted with more warmth than I anticipated. To be honest, I kind of thought she might like me too because I thought I gotten signals from her that she might like me, and apparently I was right. And I'm serious, by the way. I do feel desirable for once, and god damn it, it feels good. She's incredibly kind, incredibly smart, incredibly beautiful, and I like her very much. Shit, I should have named the episode I like her, and then I could have referenced Man of La Mancha. I like her, I really like her. Dum bum 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 bum. I like her. Man of La Mancha, what a great musical, isn't it? Anyways, I'm recording this at around 4 a.m., by the way, and if it's not apparent, I am in an ecstatic mode, which means I don't know what the fuck I am doing, or half of the time what the fuck I am saying. Which is great when you have to record a podcast and you have to be coherent. I have written stuff down, but yeah, and I am anxious. I am about the future, but I am incredibly excited. Last season I ended with an episode, I think chapter 60 was called what was the name? For Once Looking Forward. Yeah, chapter 60 was For Once Looking Forward. And I did back then. Even though I felt more anxious than I felt excited. But right now, I am more excited. And I didn't want to say For Once Looking Forward because that was my problem. I don't want to look forward. I want to look about now. I want to look at it now and feel the greatness that is now. Because right now, I feel happier than I think I've ever felt at the middle of the night at 4 a.m. Anyways, I know this is very sappy. I'm the kind of guy that, he got into a relationship and he's telling us about it. First of all, you're listening to this. Thank you for your listening. If you want, I was gonna do the plug. If you want, you can send me a message on Anchor, but I'm gonna do it actually a little bit later when I'm talking about the state of the podcast, which will happen pretty soon. But yeah, that was the week, and that was the week, literally. I didn't do anything because every day I just woke up. I talked with her for hours, getting to know her. Fucking hell. I swear to you, My brain is not all musicals, but right now it is all musicals. Like in a moment, I'm probably gonna sing, "Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day." For those of you who don't know what I mean, getting to know her is an allusion to the song "Getting to Know You," getting to know all about you from The King and I, which I don't like. Rodgers and Hammerstein were great, but for me, they are more important than they are favorites. Even though I know Hammerstein was Sondheim's mentor, and I mean, for God's sakes, I love Stuart Sondheim. Anyways, that was the week. I get to know her, I talked with her, I sang for her, and she liked it. So that means she either really likes me or she's very kind. Because I'm not a good singer, to be honest. People can attest to that. If you listen this far, you've heard me sing a couple of times, and they were not very good, were they? I'm smiling, I'm laughing out of nowhere. That's how good I feel. And a couple of episodes before this, I had a live anxiety attack. That's how good she makes me feel. Fucking hell. Anyways, um, there's not much I can say about it now because I don't want to speculate. Speculation has always been my weakest trait. I'm not a good speculative, which is why I will do probably very bad at the stock market. And I'm glad I don't like the stock market. The only stock market thing I like is the movie Margin Call, which is, I know it's not even about really. Is it about stocks? I know it's about the stock market crash, but is it about the stocks? I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? It has Jeremy Irons. That's enough. And Kevin Spacey. And Stanley Tucci, which is always great. And Zachary Quinto, the second Spock. Yeah, I think the second Spock. So, god damn it. Why do I feel so good? I don't want to speculate, so I will give you updates as we go on. First of all, you'll probably be the fourth or fifth people who get the updates. First one will be her, of course, I'm gonna tell her first. But yeah, I don't want to speculate about what's gonna happen because that'll give rise to more anxieties. And I don't want to give rise to the anxieties because I don't want to give them any power this time. They're powerless this time. I'm happy they kinda have to deal with that. God damn it, I'm happy. Anyways, with that incredibly cheesy way of talking out of the way, I'm gonna take a sip of my drink and then I'm gonna talk about the last thoughts of a busy mind because this is the last episode of the season 5. And after this, for those of you who are first time listeners, first of all, welcome. Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Friende, étranger, stranger, that's from Cabaret. Great movie. 50th anniversary, by the way. 50th anniversary of Cabaret, which is great. I might do a video on that. Probably not. If you're first time listeners, welcome. Things are not usually this hectic. Who am I kidding? They are usually this hectic. But they're usually more depressingly hectic because I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything and I'm feeling sad about it. Now I'm feeling happy, so you get to hear me have laughs and smile while I talk. Oh god, that sounded like Owen Atkinson, didn't it? Anyways, after this episode, I'm gonna go on a 5-week hiatus, as I do with every episode, and on June 10th, I will return. Now for June, I have another plan for the 100, no, that's the next video, which probably will be out by the time I'm in the hiatus, so if you want, go to the AK88 YouTube channel and just subscribe there. The new video will be great, I'm sure, when I get down to write it. The reason I take this hiatus is I don't want to keep doing the show. I want to give some time where like life happens on Fridays, because Fridays for me is usually the last parts of a busy mind day, and I don't want it to burn me out. So I'm gonna go on a hiatus, and we'll return on June 10th. Now for the June, I have a plan for the 1 year anniversary of AK88 Studios. The first video I made in the TGTBTI series was American Gods on August, which you might say is 3 months away from now. That is correct. But I have a great plan that will encompass the whole month of June, and I don't want to do the July because I think I need quite a bit of time to edit. By that time, I hopefully will have a new laptop as well, like a new setup, so editing won't be as much of a pain for me to do. But let's face it, it probably will be because I just don't like editing in general. So June 10th I will return, but as you know, ever since season 2, we have the special episode, The Last Words of Too Busy Mind, which will come out 3 weeks from now, which is May 20th. Yes, May 20th. We will have The Last Words of Too Busy Mind. I still don't have a guest. I will figure out one. I have a few friends that I want to have on, so there is that. And this is where the plug will come in. Send me a message on Anchor, post me a comment, send me an email, any way you can. Tell me your thoughts on this. I was hoping to do more than one Last Words of Too Busy Minds, and do one at the middle of the season, like for the 8th episode. We will have another one. But at the same time, I'm kind of wary because it would make it less special, I think. And the reason The Last Words of Too Busy Mind is like that is because it is a special. It's like once between the seasons. So tell me, do you want to hear more of them? If you haven't, there are 3 episodes on it now. The third one, not very good, but the first one and the second one are pretty great. So go ahead and listen to them. And let me know. Yeah, well, let me know. Do you want to see more or even less? Less? Well, fuck you. I'm not going to do it any less. But if you want to hear more, I probably can do something about that. And yeah, that's the thing. And as I said before, there is always the looming question of when will you end. You means here me, the last thoughts of a busy mind. What's the natural end point? Honestly, I don't know. Hopefully, and this is a very minor hope, I can, like in the last seasons, season 4 and season 5, I managed to get like consistent listeners, at least according to my analytics. And so I hope to keep that going on. Maybe I will find it anyway. But on the other hand, I know it's like 75 episodes and 3 special episodes, each of them 20 minutes. The special episodes, both of them over an hour. All 3 of them over an hour. So I know it's not easy to get into this show, but I hope that like every episode can bring someone back. And hopefully next season I will have less callbacks and newer subjects to talk about. With that said, if there is a subject you want me to talk about, do tell me too. Like, if you want to know my thoughts on something, this is the last thoughts. You can do that. Maybe next season I will start doing the video podcast as well, because I use Anchor and Anchor has that now. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. If you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to comment, subscribe, all of that. If you listen to this on any other podcast platform, come in contact and tell me your thoughts. I want to know them. I know this is the last thoughts of a busy mind, but let's make it the last thoughts of some other busy minds as well. That would be incredibly fun to do. As for the end point, I don't know. I don't know when will I end it. At least not yet. I can't wait to see what will happen in the hiatus, mainly because of the first half of this episode. So with that said, oh, the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the... Oh, I don't have enough time. Okay. Almost like being in love. I'll see you after the hiatus.